What's going on, guys? It's Joe with Indo Daily, and this is a 2 week update on the Swiss Tech Wudrig. I have a few complaints after carrying this knife for a while. I don't think it was as good as I initially thought, and I sat down and thought about it, and these are just nitpicky complaints or personal preference complaints because the micarta on these micarta scales are great. I like the micarta on it. I love the blade shape of it. The Oz 8, this is my first experience and first knife with an Oz 8 blade. And I mean, it's done really well. It's super sharp out of the box, so I can't complain about that. It does what a pocket knife needs to do. So I want to put that in there before I get into these gripes and complaints. And I have three total. The first one I brought up in the initial overview of this knife, and that is how loose the detent is and how it can just fly open with a little flick like that. I know, again, that might not bother some people, and really it's not a huge deal because now that I know it does that, I'm just not flinging this around or whatever. And not that I normally do with my knives anyways, but the fact that it is that loose just kind of bothers me. Just it's not great. The second one is the thumb disc. I've gotten a lot more used to it, whereas before I was just like struggling to get it open. So I have gotten used to it, but there still are times that when I'm trying to flick it open real quick, my thumb slips off of it, whatever. Maybe that's just a personal problem for me that my coordination is not working on it. So luckily it does have the flipper tab on the back as a secondary way to deploy it. But that thumb disc, outside of just being that, again, personal opinion, ugly red color. I don't think the red looks great with the green micarta. A little bit of Christmas vibes going on, but that's something that I can take off, and I probably will, to be honest, because I only use the flipper on it anyways. So that's the second complaint is that I don't think I'm a fan of the thumb disc. Third thing, and I am upset with myself that I didn't realize this earlier, but this pocket clip is not my favorite. As you can see, and I should have recognized this when I first did the overview, it is not flush or recessed into the scale. And so my pants pocket catch that every single time. So then I got to really wiggle it, pick the clip up to get it all the way up to the top of this clip. And that is something that drives me nuts because that is one of my biggest pet peeves with knives is a crappy pocket clip or a crappy sheath for a fixed blade. And unfortunately, this is probably my biggest complaint with this knife is that pocket clip because it's not flush with the scale. It is a lot harder to get it all the way into my pocket. And it doesn't bother me that, this little bit sticks out of the pocket at the top anyways. I've got plenty of other knives like that. So that's not the concern. Like I said, the concern is just that I can't get it all the way in and it just makes it stick out that much more. So really from about there up is sticking out unless I just maneuver it to get all the way into my pocket. So I realize those are, nitpicky complaints. It is still a good knife overall, especially for being $40. The materials on it are great. I would change the red. I would put a thumb stud on it, and I would fix that pocket clip to be recessed into the scale. So those are my only complaints with this knife. And because of those three complaints, again, it's a good knife, good qualities, and it does what it needs to do, right? But it comes down to what I like and me being particular about those three things that I don't see this being in my regular rotation. If I could get a different clip or maybe, find a way to get that more flush without, destroying the scale, I would do that. And I'm definitely going to take this thumb disc off. It might look goofy with that, chunk out of the blade right there, but I still have the flipper tab. So if I do carry this in the future, I'm definitely going to look at seeing if I can do something to fix the clip and taking that thumb disc off. And then obviously just being cognizant of the fact that I can just drop it open without even using any of the deployment methods. So that's my 2 week update and review of the Swiss Tech Wudrig. Again, still a good knife, and I would say worth the $40, but I would not put this even in my top 10 pocket knives for sure. So check it out if you want. Pick one up. It's a good beater knife that you can throw in your truck, throw, keep it work, whatever, leave it laying around for an extra knife. But I definitely do not see this being in my standard rotation by any means because of those three things. So if those three complaints would not bother you, then I would definitely recommend this knife because it looks cool. I like, again, the blade shape and the green micarta. Just don't like the red personally. And that pocket clip, man, that is what really kills it for me with this knife because I hate fumbling or struggling to get it all the way into my pocket with that clip catching it every single time. So that's it for now. Again, you can pick this up at Walmart for $40. Might be worth it if those things don't bother you and you're not too nitpicky about that. But for me, that's why this will not be in the regular rotation. So that's all I've got for y'all today. Thanks for watching. If you want to see some more content like this and honest reviews of knives, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and check out what I got coming out next week. Thank y'all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.